6 weeks ago, we got a call from a good friend of ours, Doug Jackson in Texas, who is the founder of Operation Airdrop. With the disaster that Hurricane Helene had done all over the mountains of North Carolina, he knew that there was a need, and he proposed that they come up with fixed-wing aircraft operations. We did a site survey and realized that the fixed wings were going to be more of a helo operations. We have contacts in the helicopter world, and so we decided that this was more of a helicopter operation, and that had never been done before. So Operation Helo was born out of necessity from a hurricane disaster.
The day that the storm hit, I was actually at work. I left to work about 4:30 in the morning, and I was at work, of course, and when it actually hit, I had a bad feeling about it. I called home to talk to Michelle and try to check up on her, and I could not get through because the power went down and there was no cell phone services. I did not find out about the incident until way later, about 4:30, 5 o'clock p.m. when the sheriff's office showed up at my work to tell me what had happened.
So day one was actually the phone call from Doug Jackson. Took a flight up to the mountains, realized that the devastation was a lot more than what he even had anticipated. Called Eric and said, hey, let's call a couple friends of ours, Tony Marks, Charlotte Helicopters, Ronnie, and we all got together at the Concord Airport and kind of formulated a plan. It was kind of ground zero. Me and Eric left that meeting, went to the Hickory Airport. We determined as the demilitarized zone. It was the first airport that had power, electricity, fuel that we could access the mountains to. That was the closest airport to the mountains. And we asked for a room, one room, which they graciously donated.
Yeah, we stood that operation up Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. And then, like you said, we put the call out, and just to be honest, we expected to get, 10, 15 helicopters?
I expected 5.
So when it was all said and done, throughout all of our contacts in the industry, people really rallied behind the mission. They answered the call. We had over 100 helicopters, which necessitated us to spread out the airport a little bit more. But yeah, we essentially, they gave us an inactive runway for us to operate off of, and we started running missions Monday morning, getting aid and medicine, doing well checks, and even exfills.
Really didn't believe that it was going to get as bad as it did, because everything's usually always exaggerated. But my daughter and son-in-law lives with me, and we were all taking turnabout watching the creek, the river where we lived. The home's been there since 1921, and the water had never got up in it. And the creek hadn't got up high enough yet for us to actually leave. We wanted to wait it out, and we were so happy because it quit raining. We thought we were okay. As I'm screaming for my daughter to come home, she was trying to rescue all of her cats, and I was screaming for my Storm to come home, my German Shepherd, and he wouldn't. And we go up in my grandkids' playhouse and up on a hill, and we're sitting there watching everything. And the windows start busting. I see my Storm sitting in the window where we always sit on the couch, and the roof collapsed in on top of him. And then I look on the other end, and my daughter's cats are climbing the windows trying to get out, and they can't get out, and the windows bust. And they come floating out. And then 32 years of our life, all the windows bust out of it, and then the house is sitting like this, and all of a sudden it's going like this. And it's just so traumatic.
All of these people started showing up in droves from the military, 82nd Airborne, there was Army Rangers, PJs from the Air Force, Marines. All these people started showing up,
not an official military capacity. They were volunteering as well.
And we're like, what are y'all doing? Like, you know, they're like, put us in a helicopter. We got to get in. We're like, why are you here? And they're like, we heard that there was a need, and we took off. And so everybody there just started, you know, every facet of every military showed up that they had taken time off. And we would fly them in to one of our 400 landing zones that we forged, drop them off. They would go do a ground reconnaissance of the area and bring people back. And we had radio communication, and that's how we would go back and get people and rescue these people. Is the military who had took time off, they were going in and doing this ground forging just to find all these people.
Strangers that are family now. These people that's helped us are our family now, and they have been so wonderful to us. And I just want to thank everybody out there. I can't even begin to name everybody that's helped us.
There's a group out of Boston. It was a National Guard unit. It had 2 Chinooks. We rescued 154 people out of 2 nursing homes.
Yeah.
And they were on a quote-unquote training mission that they had been sent down here to train. So all these military helicopters, Alabama, Boston, we had some from Wisconsin, they all came to do their training missions in North Carolina. So that's how all these military birds got sent to us.
The day of the storm, we're laying in bed and just watching the rain come down, and was monitoring it pretty close. The next thing we know, we look outside, and our outdoor steps to our camper are completely washed away. They're gone. Josh looks at me and he says, Elizabeth, we gotta get the kids and the dog and we gotta get out now. The boys are screaming and they're like, Mom, what's gonna happen? And I was looking at him and looking at the kids, and we're saying our goodbyes. I said, boys, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We all got water up to our hips, and I said, let's gather hands. So we all gathered hands and we start praying. Lord, you know our situation, can you please send help? And so we called 911, 911 couldn't get to us. A guy that was walking by us that already went on up to the owner's house, he seen us, thank goodness. And he said, I heard them screaming for help, and he knew he had to get into action to help us.
We ran almost 4,000 missions without a single disaster, without a single accident, without a single incident. And that's unheard of in the helicopter world, period, especially with all the debris and stuff like that.
The good thing is, you know, when the storm hit and everything, right away, a lot of people from Texas, from other states, you know, Florida, they automatically start bringing truckloads full of stuff to us.
This was 120 years old. Had been through the 26 years I've lived here, it had gone through 5 floods. Never came close to the foundation. But as you can see, and I can show you pictures of the house, there was a big shed out here, 2-car garage, everything going at one time.
All these people have come together, you know, like Operation Helo, and all these churches and fire departments not even thinking about themselves. So I mean, it's really been a blessing to see some of these organizations, the way they've helped.
This is the part that we don't like to talk about. It takes money to do this.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you have specified needs and funds and family stuff that you want to donate to, obviously operationhelo.org. Unspecified stuff, if you like what we're doing, just say, hey guys, we like what you're doing, and we want to see y'all continue to help people.
My German Shepherd is gone, Storm is gone, but this is my little river. And he's brought a light into my life. He's just been there for me. He goes everywhere I go.
I've cried a lot, but not over this. I've cried over the generosity of people. That just, I mean, that is amazing to me.
It's an honor for us to be trusted with people's finances and to help, and we are absolutely 100% going to do that.
Prayers. We need prayers.
Absolutely, all the time, yeah. Keep cover us. Yeah.
All the help was overwhelming. I mean, it was so much help that we got from just regular people that own businesses and stuff, and they started bringing stuff in. And
that helped us a lot,